obviously two pretty talented players with Boogie and Rondo. How do you limit them? What kind of game plan do you have tonight?
Well, Cousins is, arguably the most versatile big guy in the league. He can shoot threes, puts them on the floor. He has finishes like guards. He goes up and unders, and he's really talented. You got to kind of take it step by step. You got to get back. First of all, Rondo's, if not the best, one of the best, just the pass ahead, the long passes ahead, or just probing and pitching out the three-point shooters. I feel like we've made some progress in our transition D, but then every time I feel that way, we'll have a quarter or half where we're back a little bit. So, we got to get back and try to make everything hard for Cousins as best we can and make him earn everything he gets.
Having played the position, how much do you appreciate Rondo's averaging triple-double his last five, what he does with the basketball?
Well, he just, the assists, everybody knows about his ability to pass the ball, but he just has great vision, and great timing. He's one of those guys, he sees everything. When you watch him play, you can see what he sees, and you know that he's seeing it all out there. So we would like to play him like we would normally play, any of the other top guards. Some of the teams play real soft on him and try to go under, assuming, they won't make a shot or can't shoot. And our opinion is that just opens up more vision for him. So, we'd like to get a little more aggressive with him.
Coach, kind of a unique week for you guys having so much practice time. Do you see it as an advantage to play so many games before getting that practice time to see where you guys need to focus the most, or would you have preferred it earlier?
Yeah, I don't know. It's just the way the schedule worked out. We're in this because it's been pretty grueling, our schedule, that we're trying to balance how hard to go and also mixing in some rest going forward. It's just the way it is. We have to do that now. The guys said it many times, the guys have been good in practice. So in the last 2 days, we didn't have a ton of contact. We got a lot done, but we didn't have a ton of contact. So, which is typical of an in-season NBA practice a lot of times. But we also have to balance. We have a lot of things we have to work on still. We're that type of team, and so we've got to get in, work on them, and just hope that my staff and I are making the proper judgments on how much to do, how little, when to get rest, things like that.
It's kind of coming into this year, Jason Smith's defensive rating wasn't great, but he's been really good for you. He's got a really good defensive rating and some big-time blocks. Has that caught your eye? I mean, how good he's been defensively?
Yeah, well, we thought he was. We thought in our defensive system he'd be very good because he's smart. He talks. He's alert out there. So he rarely has just a blatant breakdown.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody might, have a quickness advantage on him or something and go by him, but he doesn't break down in our schemes. And then you're pointing out some of the other things, the more obvious things, having the key block, or, for whatever reason, Dad's really struggled with Okafor and Philly,
Mm-hmm.
and Jason came in and, and kind of, shut him down, or at least had an effect on him. Not sure why that is. Just one of those funny matchups, but you're right, he's done a great job for us.
How much, he's been chippy at some points. Everything needs some of that. How much of that can filter down to some of the younger guys?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it can, but there's no guarantee that it will. Another of our, one of our opinions of him was that he was not afraid to take a hard foul, and he's not typically a guy that you go in, you can just dunk the ball on him or anything. He's going to stand up for himself, and he's going to play a more physical style. I don't think he's really known for that, but that's kind of what we saw, and it's what he's done for us so far.
Kind of curious to gauge where Vooch might be with coming off the last game. He's never really played Boogie very well. Kind of curious to see what he might have for you here.
Yeah, probably from a timing standpoint, for Vooch's sake, not the best time to have sat the whole second half, and then you have Cousins, the next game. But he and I had a long talk yesterday, and I did not enter the second half thinking to myself, I'm not putting Vooch in the second half. I was simply not starting in the second half, but then the game sort of dictated. The four bigs that were playing had so much energy, we just didn't get back in. And like we are with all of our guys, we're as good as he is. He's really, really talented. We want more. We want more consistency. We want more effort. I'm hopeful that he'll come out and have a ton of energy tonight and play well.
Everyone good?
Thank you.
All right.